Go. Go, go, go. Hello.
Go. Hi.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of Shoot the Breeze.
Shoot the breeze. You know what? Today I was going to do my makeup, but then I thought, no. So
Today I was going to grow my beard, and I thought, yes, let it grow.
I thought no, and I'm okay with that.
Today we're going to be talking about... Rachel, do you want to tell them?
I would love to. We are going to be talking about aliens and UFOs and any experiences or non-experiences, beliefs, non-beliefs, etc., etc.
So that's what we're going to talk about today, and then we're going to go on later, and then we've got a surprise later. Rachel doesn't even know yet. This is a surprise from Rachel as well.
I was about to say, do we?
Okay,
really?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sad that I can't be out there.
Sorry, I just cut you off. Basically, the bit you said about it raining outside, nobody heard. So, hi everybody, it's raining outside, and that is why Rachel's sad.
I'm sad because I can't dance in the rain right now. It doesn't rain ever, and if it does, it spits rain for about 3 minutes, and they call that a thunderstorm.
Oh.
So I'm a little upset.
Well,
anyway,
in some places it rains all the time.
Whatever. You know what? You take advantage of the rain.
Yeah, I do.
Sorry, you take it for granted, which naturally you would. But when you move here, you're going to be like, oh my God, where is that water?
No, I actually, when people complain about the rain here, I actually say, oi, don't complain about the rain, then go and have a shower and then flush the toilet. Like, if you're going to use water, don't complain about it raining. That's the way I look at it.
Same thing. Okay, if you say so. So, first and foremost, before we start anything here, should we go ahead and thank our patrons who have made this all possible for us to make our own little Shoot the Breeze shows?
No, I think we should do that later. I do.
Really? Because I just mentioned it. So I think we should just say thank you.
Okay, you say thank you, I'll get the names up. Hang on.
All right.
We'll go. Here they go.
Well, I'm probably going to do it backwards like I did last time, but thank you, Lisa Lowry.
No, that's the right order.
Eric Smith.
Yep, perfect. Thank you,
Tammy
Eric.
Smith.
Tami, thank you so much. Go.
Jen Hood.
Jen Hood, you're amazing. I am.
Will Baisden. I'm going to butcher your names ahead of time, so just fair warning.
Laura,
Jackie,
you rock.
Laura, Tracy, Tara Shrewsbury, Penny Leith, and Megan Meads. Thank you guys so much for being awesome
hang on.
people.
We got one more. And Jackie Walters.
I already said that.
And Brian Cook.
Oh.
And Aidan Sexton. And Nicole Richard. Thank you all very much for helping us do this show.
Well, I am sorry for mixing your names. They were not on the list. I was watching. I apologize. There is that.
So, okay, let's get into it. UFOs, Rachel. Let's define a few terms.
UFOs.
Right? UFOs. Yes or no, do you believe?
UFO does not mean alien, first and foremost.
Oh, I just wanted to test.
UFO means
just
unidentified flying object. And it's raining. Hold on, I gotta look. Okay, it's not raining yet. It's a joke. Just kidding. Anyway, Lucy is also a special guest today.
Okay. So yeah, UFO is an unidentified flying object. Okay. What about people being abducted?
He said Lucy was a guest. You know what? It's hard to say. I think there are a lot of crazies in this world. First and foremost, let's get with the question that we need to ask in the beginning. John, do you believe in aliens?
I believe in life in the universe. Yes. I'm a believer.
Okay, me too.
I'm a believer.
This is the thing we actually agree on.
I'm a believer.
Honey.
I'm hungry.
Oh.
Well, you just ate like a massive dinner.
And you just had some juice. Yeah, no, I believe in life somewhere else. I believe in life.
Yeah.
Life somewhere else.
There's a lot of other planets out there. Why wouldn't there be more life?
I don't believe anyone's come here to have a look around.
Do you believe in abductions?
No, I don't. Mainly because it's a lie.
Wow.
Mainly because people that have been abducted by aliens are nuts, and
Really?
yeah, and they blame being on nuts on the aliens. So it's kind of like a catch-22 for proving it. But yeah, they're bonkers. They are absolute bonkers. So
have you ever seen a UFO, meaning unidentified flying object, not an alien spacecraft?
Yeah.
Islands.
Yeah.
Really? This is something in the last almost 4 years we haven't talked about. Tell me your experience.
Listen, aliens. Yeah, but when I see something and I don't know if it's a plane or a helicopter, or
Okay, so you're gonna be
or a brand new stealth
sarcastic
bomber.
about this.
No,
Okay.
when I see something, I think, oh, what's that? If I can't see a red and blue flashing light on the wings, I think, oh, I wonder what that is.
unidentified.
Yeah, oh, I don't know what it is. The end. So yeah, everyone's seen stuff. But here's the thing: you live in New Mexico, and there's Roswell, New Mexico, and that's where they had the famous plane crash in like 1945 or whenever it crashed. The famous saucer crash in Roswell, New Mexico, right? And it's funny that, and it's funny that only.
Rain, go look at the
In New Mexico, they got Los Alamo. Is that what it's called? It's Los Alamos. What's the military base out there?
It's not called that at all.
What's
actually.
it
called? Los Alamos.
Oh, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, that's the one I'm
Alamos,
talking about, right? But that's just down the road. And then you've got Area 51 in Nevada, and that's where they invented the stealth bomber. Like, the Americans were testing flights. They were testing planes. And that's funny, where everyone was like, oh my God, I just saw me a spaceship.
Why do you make American accents so southern and like
I just saw me a spaceship.
partially racist?
That's not partially racist.
Do I sound like that?
You're not from Mississippi, and I wasn't a Mississippi accent I was doing. I was just saying that in just like after the Second World War, America were testing different planes. And when you fly a plane, people see it. And if they don't recognise it being a Spitfire or a B-52 bomber, they're going to say, well, that was a weird thing. It was like a long, triangle-shaped black object.
Right.
And
I believe that
they were testing the planes where you lit, like, in, I don't know, UFO Valley, you want to call it.
I believe that, like, this is going to go back with our last topics about ghosts. Do I believe everything that's online, especially when it comes to ghosts and aliens and UFOs, 95% of the time? Maybe even like 98% of the time? I don't believe it. However, no, this one. Nope, I need that one. I have had my own crazy experience. Am I saying it's aliens? No, I'm not. But there was definitely some unidentified flying object. I'm pretty sure I told you about this.
I'm pretty sure I want an alien.
She wants an alien.
You can have an alien.
Pretty sure.
There you go. Pow! Alien for you. Wait.
Here?
Go.
Okay. So anyway, if I can have a moment
Okay.
to take the stage here.
Okay.
And I have a witness to this. Don't make me call her out because I will. Her and I were...
I want an alien.
Lulu.
What's that?
Shushies.
What's that?
That's Daddy. Her name was Sarah.
Hello,
Her
Sarah.
is
Hello, Sarah.
Sarah.
If you're out there listening, Rachel's grassing you up.
I want to talk to Daddy.
Okay, but hold on. Her and I were... I'm a little older than her. I was probably, I want to say, 9, 10, or 11.
Yeah.
Probably more along the lines of 11. Her and I were camping out in our front yard
Yeah.
because we were so poor that...
Come on,
that
chop
was
chop.
the only excitement that we had, and we had like tents and everything, you know. I mean, like we were poor, like maybe not. Anyway, I'm not going to go there. We were pretty bad down there.
So you were outside at night. That's where
we were
that's
outside.
what you get
We were
into.
sleeping in the front yard in the tent for some fun. She was my neighbor. And she's just talking away, and I don't know what she was talking about, but I was looking at that zipper part of the tent, you know, where you can, like, you have the zipper, and then you have the part that actually closes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, you pry.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the zipper part was closed. The door part of the tent was open. She's talking. I'm just looking outside. And suddenly, out of nowhere, I see the strangest of things. And for your visual imagination, I've drawn it today, just so everybody could kind of really understand. You're laughing. Are you mocking me already?
No, baby.
Anyway, it was a bunch of lights in a circle with one single light in the middle. Now, I can't remember if... Stop chewing on my headphones.
I'm not.
I can't remember if the light in the middle was green and the outer lights were white, or if the light in the middle was white. Okay, thanks. And the outer lights were green. So, to give you an example, I've drawn both just to fill your happy imaginations. It was either this color around and this in the middle, or vice versa.
Yeah.
But this is what I see in the night, just floating above our heads.
Okay.
And I'm clearly at this point zoning her out, like, WTF is that?
Okay.
And I'm looking at it, and it starts spinning in place so that whatever color light it was up here, let's just say it was white, turned into one solid ring of light, like spinning so fast that these several lights became one. And I was like, Sarah, and I started tapping her, and I pointed to it, and she peeks out, sees it, beautiful heart. And she didn't witness it in the beginning. Lucy, stop. She didn't witness it in the beginning. She didn't witness it spinning until it stopped, and then started zigzagging across the sky.
Well, all of the whole thing started going from left to right.
The whole thing started zigzagging across the sky, like in many different directions. She saw this whole thing with me, so I'm not crazy. Yeah. And then it went and just disappeared. We freaked out, grabbed our pillows, and ran upstairs. And like a horror movie, I trip over the steps and then finally make my way inside.
So was that night? Was it over the ocean? Was it over land, over the desert?
In Florida, a trailer park.
Yeah, but not where you were. But was it in the distance, or was it like
ocean.
There? No,
I mean there's water surrounding Florida, but no, there was no ocean where.
What I mean is
was
it far in the distance, or is it like, oh, I can see it, it's above the house?
It wasn't like this big in my sight. It was probably, if you can see. Right.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. Like it was just like a circle. But I could see the lights separately at one point. And then it started going slowly, and then it went so fast that all those lights turned into one solid ring. Then it zigzagged and disappeared.
Yeah, but that's presuming that it's one thing that's moving around. It's not different lights turning on at different times, or it's not something connected together, or it's not a thing.
I don't know. I just know what I saw.
Okay, but you make the presumption that like the light which you're seeing moving around is what is moving around, and it's not a rocket going off.
Said, I saw it move in a circle.
Yeah, okay.
The lights were moving, and then it went so fast.
That sounds interesting.
That they all turned into one solid ring of light, and then zigzagged in so
many
directions.
And that is definitely, from your perspective, what I would call a UFO. You were like, well, I don't know what that was.
Unidentified. If it were aliens, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But it was definitely unidentified. And I told my mom about this for years, and she thought I was crazy. I mean, she knew I saw something, but like 20 years down the line, I'm still talking about it. She eventually believed me.
Have you ever seen
yeah, it was.
Have you ever seen what fighter jets and helicopters fire when to stop ground to air missiles
hitting them?
Well, that looks like 5 dots, right? But what they actually do is they drop big burning lights out, like big lights on parachutes, so that when the missiles come up and they burn phosphorus, and sometimes they fire things and they fall down slowly. I've seen military exercises.
Does it zigzag?
No, well, it doesn't zigzag. But if you fire a rocket, or if you fire a firework, or if you have, you know, things on parachutes falling out the sky, like the military do a lot of stuff like that. So I would have just said, oh, it must be like maybe they're testing a new, you know, evasion rocket technique.
You have to remember, I was also like max 11 at the time. I'm clearly not going to think about military. Yeah, but, I know, but there is no aircraft that I know of that can go back and forth, up, down, left, right, diagonal.
That's if it was the same thing. It could
and then go.
Yeah, but it could have been. It could have been a light on the end of a fishing rod in your neighbour's garden, and he could have been like.
There's no water, John.
He could have been like.
It was in the sky.
Yeah, well, fishing rods look like. Okay, it was a UFO, right? That was definitely. You don't know what it is. You don't know how far away it was. You don't know how big it was. You don't know anything. Yeah, that is definitely a UFO, right?
You've heard it here first. Rachel has put this to bed. There are UFOs. There are definitely UFOs.
Right, so
I
that's
have
the first
a
one.
witness.
But I want to move on.
Make her come on live with us next time.
I want to move on. I want to move on, Rach. What about ancient aliens? What about aliens? What about aliens coming here? Ancient aliens, teaching people how to build pyramids, Atlantis, being our old gods, that sort of stuff. You know, ancient archaeology, all that. Did they come here in pre history? Is there like something before the last 10 million years, last 10,000 years?
Absolutely no expert in that field. The fact that nobody knows is kind of cool and mysterious, and yeah, I think like the easy thing to do is blame an alien for it, but I have no idea how that would happen.
Interesting, because like there is a pyramid in South America which has exactly the same length base as a pyramid in Egypt, the same length, and they're like, wow, that's amazing. And I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. That's definitely a coincidence. And some people are like, must have been aliens, taught people how to build pyramids. So I don't really buy into that.
Do you believe in abductions?
No.
Do you believe?
No. The people who've been abducted are mental. They're mental people.
And I'll say that you heard it here first.
Officially. Anyone who says they've been abducted is mental.
You get it, Mom.
Hey, Lucy. What's she saying?
Drink that. She wants me to open the window because it rained for 30 seconds.
Oh, the rain's gone,
The rain is
Lucy.
gone. It's
the
gone.
rain's
It's
gone.
not even raining anymore.
Oh, it's all gone.
Do
you think they're mental? Do you think they're mental people?
It's hard to say. You know how you have a dream so real, you're convinced it's real?
Yeah, we spoke about nighttime paralysis last week. Yeah.
That could be a thing. Like, I don't know that they're mental per se. I just feel like maybe something happened in a dream or whatever that it just felt so real they were convinced.
Okay. So if you and me both think that they aren't telling the truth, right? Alien did not come into...
I never said they're not telling the truth.
But here's the thing, I always think, right? I believe there's probably life in the universe. I believe islands of planets are so far apart, or star systems. The closest star system is 4 light years away. That means you have to travel at the speed of light for 4 years.
But do you have one of these things?
No, but the universe is a very big place, and I'm not saying there's no life, right? I'm saying they didn't fly here in a special craft to abduct Sean Pete from up the road and stick probes in his butt.
This light might abduct, or that one. I mean, it might. You never know.
Then
the reason I ask, and I swear this is the reason I wanted to talk to you about ghosts last week. This is the reason I want to talk to you about this week, because this thing that I saw, this picture I just showed you, is my thing of, yes, there are unidentified flying objects out there. What they are, no idea. But the reason I ask you if you believe in abduction is because people do have dreams, and then they wake up and think, just because I had a dream of an alien, I had to have been abducted. Now, I did have a dream. Do I think I was abducted? 99% chance, no. But I woke up, and this is why I say that these people think it's so real, because they wake up feeling like it really happened.
I had a dream my dog didn't die, and I woke up with tears. Like I'm not saying people don't believe in that, but if you believe that there's probes in your butt, and you believe they took you on a spaceship, and they've been testing you, you are mental, because that hasn't happened. Like, and if it has happened,
can you prove it?
Yeah, but why would it be a secret? They would just come down, say, "Hello, we're the aliens. Thank you. I'm going to put that in your butt." Like, they wouldn't have to hide. It's not got.
Why
They
is it
haven't
always
got,
the butt?
because that's the hole, isn't it? That's the hole you've got. Where's the hole I got?
Hole. There's many holes.
Okay.
It could take blood. Why is it
Okay.
always probing the butt?
Because it's scary. And I think that's why people try and make it more scary.
Well, I had a dream. I was out with my friend Amy back in high school. Okay, that's weird. Okay, we shouldn't talk about probing butts anymore.
Okay. Yeah, no, we shouldn't.
So,
wait, hang on a minute. Two things before you get to your story about Amy. I did just see this. Rachel, have you visited Area 51? And Ella says, "Is this live? How come you've not seen the comments?" I didn't see the comments because it was behind this other screen I've got, because it's here and it's here. So, well, hello everybody.
that and we have a very big delay. I am watching the comments, actually.
Oh, and we've got a delay.
And there's a massive delay with it being live and then the comments. But anyway, I had a dream once. I was out in some park area with my friend Amy, and...
Mommy, is that a thunder?
Yes, go check.
Oh, go check the thunder, Lucy. Go check the thunder.
Go check. And and my daughter Ella. And suddenly the ground started vibrating under me, and I woke up that next day actually feeling that, like, the floor shaking type of feeling.
Yeah.
And I can't remember now who floated in the air, or it might have been me, floated in the air. Someone grabbed my hand, pulled me back down, and then I floated back up again, but there was no stopping me. I was like, just up there. And then suddenly I woke up, and of course it was like spaceshipy, but just pure white. You know, of course this could have just been a random dream, but felt so realistic. And I remember seeing creatures of some sort. They obviously weren't human, but ask me now, and I can't even tell you what they looked like. And I couldn't speak, but we were doing this whole, like, telepathy thing, where I was so mad at them because they took Ella, and they wouldn't let me see her. And they kept, like, reassuring me that I was okay, and everybody was okay, yada, yada, and told me to come into this room, and then that was the end of my dream. And obviously I woke up with Ella, and I was probably not probed in the butt.
Well, I told you last week, didn't I? I told you last week that nighttime paralysis, I dreamt that I was being drugged or being held down, and I instantly thought, oh, I'm being abducted by aliens, and I dreamt the window was open, and then when I woke up and I said to my mum in the morning, hey, like, I had a weird dream.
And she said, yes, you were abducted.
Right, just as a joke, right? And that freaked me out, right? But it's the same thing, like if you and me both have had that experience, and that's probably a very, very common human experience to dream that sort of thing. And it doesn't help with popular culture and films like E.T. and other alien films, which make you aware of what an alien is. Like
what, the movie Alien?
Yeah, like the movie Alien. Like, but here's the thing I think about aliens, right? We're not that interesting. If they're so advanced that they've got flight, why would they even bother? Like, why would they even bother?
Because maybe they think they're not that interesting. And they think that we are. Like, what is these fleshy things doing down there?
How would they know where we are?
The universe?
Like, they can't just fly around. They can't just fly around the universe randomly checking out stars.
Who says?
Because the universe is a big place. Like,
right.
Yeah.
It is a big place, which makes me think we're not the only planet out there. And how come we're the only ones that live on a planet?
Look at this, right?
And we're all so naive to the fact there could be other life.
Look at this, right? The ocean is a big place, right? You can get on a boat or a yacht, right? And you can go, okay, let's go and discover somewhere, right? Do you know how many people died doing that? They just went somewhere, the wind took them somewhere else, they got half somewhere else, and they ran out of water. The ocean's a big place, but we know there's land over there, but people still die in the ocean, right? Think about the universe.
Because we're human. Maybe aliens can breathe underwater. They don't need oxygen.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
Will
I'm
I
saying-
Am is back at his stickers. Just saying.
Will, are you sticking some stickers? The sky is so big. If you were gonna go somewhere in one direction, you would have to have a reason to go there. And we've only put out 70 years of radio and television signals. Like, I don't think they'd be like, if they're so advanced, they'd be like, oh, look at this primitive people with their radio televisions. Like, we'd visit them in a couple of 100 years when they're a bit more
Well,
advanced.
have you heard of those stories where people think like they can just put these like electronic sounds out there and then hear feedback and they can like somehow make out what they're saying and this and that? Like, there's a lot that, I don't know. I was watching something about how King Tut, they think, was half man, half alien, because when he was buried in his tomb, he had this dagger, this knife, and they tested the metal on it, and it wasn't metal from Earth, and it was metal from space, like a meteorite.
Okay,
sort
well,
of metal.
keeping
Lucy,
that
stop.
keeping that thought in mind, right? He was a king, right? Now they knew gold was. They didn't know gold. They made gold precious because they said this is rare and it's yellow and it's shiny. If a meteorite landed somewhere in the desert in Egypt,
That's what I
and
was thinking.
They found
I mean,
this
I'm not,
lump
like-
of. If they found this lump of metal, they took it back and they knew about metal work and they made something out of it and they polished it up. Like, they didn't know what it was. I just think they just thought it was metal. Like, they didn't know what it was. Like, and metal, they didn't grind down whole mountains for like iron ore. So if they had some on the surface, they were like, wow, look at this. This is great. We use this. And I think that just makes
Just
sense.
saying.
Somebody
Just
says,
saying.
so you want to read out Sandra's message?
Yes, we humans are so egotistical to believe that the only way to define life is by our standards, or the only way to define intelligence is based on the relatively ignorant human. Speaking of
Exactly.
ignorant human, I have to pee so bad.
That's not
So
ignorant.
I'm going to go do that every time we're live. I'm sorry. I'll be
Okay.
right back.
Go and enjoy it. If you're more than 2 minutes, I'm going to know it was a number 2.
So so UFOs, eh?
Aliens, little green men, lights in the sky. I don't know what to believe. I do know what to believe. I believe there's a logical explanation for everything, and I struggle with actually thinking somebody's in a ship flying around in the night looking for people to put probes in their butts. And I don't think that is what they do. I don't think there'd be any point. Hello in Brazil. So that's oh, Lucy.
I want mine.
Can you ask me nicely? What?
Oh.
Here. Be nice. So yeah, I'm kind of with her. I think humans think they're so superior, and we must be it. We must be the most magnificent thing that's happened to the universe. And somehow I don't think that's possible, because we have to put warning label on paint so that people don't eat it. Just putting that out there.
That is true. And another thing which I've always found really funny is when people talk about, like, they're like, well, we've got liquid water and liquid water is important for life. And I just think it's important for life here because that's what we use. Maybe if they had liquid hydrogen somewhere, they drank liquid hydrogen to survive. Yeah, that's what I think. I love you so much, Rachel and John. Oh, thanks, Marcy. So yeah, I think we're agreed that there's no such thing as aliens.
That's not even what we talked about, especially since the very first of this you said you did believe. So.
I believe there's life somewhere else in the universe.
Could it be, do you think there's life as in like little bugs or actual other...
There's so many stars, and that means there's so many more planets. It's not even worth... There is life all over the place. But these little island oases that stars give them, because stars with stars actually protect planets from interstellar space or whatever, the interstellar medium. Like, it's dangerous, and there's a lot of UV and X-rays, and space is dangerous. But within your own little solar system, you're in this little oasis, like a little island. Think of it like a little island nation, a little island. Now, the ocean's big. Now, there are other islands with other people on, I'm sure of it, but the numbers and the distance is too far for us to worry about. And because of that, I think that they aren't up flying around, finding people to probe. What are they saying?
I mean, like, you also, like, it's hard to prove something like that, but it's also very hard to disprove something like that, because we don't know whether it's a fact or not.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Somebody
but
could
science
see
is saying that there is something else out there. Like, that's science. It's not religion, or it's not like some myth. It is science.
Yeah,
fact.
I mean, there's enough suns and enough planets out there, and there's enough elements in the universe, just even in our own galaxy. Like, there is enough to say, yeah, there has to be life.
But I'm wondering what kind of life you're talking about. Like I said, like micro organisms.
There was
or
one on this planet.
Body people.
On this planet, the atmosphere was carbon dioxide, and there was one-celled organisms. And what they did is one carbon dioxide molecule at a time, they turned it into oxygen, and they made the oxygen.
Sorry, Lucy needs me to wipe her butt.
Oh, does she?
I tried to mute myself and tell her to wipe her own butt, but she
Oh.
said no. So I have to do it again. I'm so sorry. These live things when your toddler is up gets pretty bad. So you'll be right.
So, as I was just saying before Lucy's butt got in the way, yeah, there's definitely aliens. No, there's definitely not. There's definitely aliens. Definitely not. No, I think there's a lot of planets. I think there's a lot of life. But for 3 billion years on this planet, there was only single-celled organisms. So I think there's probably lots of life that have single-celled organism. What do you say, Joanne? Let's have a look. Let's stick it up on the screen so I can read it big. Oh. My grandfather used to say, we can't be so arrogant to think we're the only ones out there. You are absolutely correct. Like, yeah, we can't. There has to be other life, but I think there's going to be a lot of life. Oh, hello, Rachel. I was just musing. There, on this planet, right? Think about it like this, right? This planet's been here for 4 billion years, right? Now we can't even fathom 4 billion years.
I want on the table.
Just choose one.
Dora, get off table. Get on the table. Let me get on the table.
I'm trying to listen.
For like 3 billion years, which is like 1,000 million, there was nothing but single-celled organisms, right? Then there was like some life, then there was some other stuff, then there was some animals, and then there was us for the last tiny 0.1% of the Earth, right? So if you looked at us at any other point in the first 3/4 of the Earth's life, in the first 3 billion years, you would have looked at it and gone, oh, just single-celled organisms. And I think that's probably everywhere. Like, there's probably loads of, what's Will doing? I think there's probably loads of life in the universe. I just don't think they're here. Will.
Come back.
Well, Will is saying, when they come to our planet and take you to the galactic salt mines to work, then you will believe.
Maybe I will. Yeah, I've seen that.
Maybe then.
Yeah, maybe I will then, Will. So yeah, I just think it took us.
Will, and he does believe in aliens.
It's taken us so long to get to where we are, right? To where we are. To think that there's loads of other people way more advanced. I kind of think it took 4 billion years to get here. Like, that's a long, long,
Right.
long time.
And people as human beings are flat out stupid.
Then why do we think that there'd be other people that are going to be way more advanced?
Because the human race thinks that we're smarter, that we're the smartest because we're human. But like I said before, we have to put warning labels on tape. Do not eat.
Yeah.
On all these things. Like, if we just took the warning labels off of these things, we could wean out the weak. But I'm saying there's got to be something more intelligent than us. Like, we're book smart. Some of us are street smart. But beyond that, what? We're not the greatest thing alive.
Yeah, but you're missing what I'm saying. It took 4 billion years to get to where we are, right? So if there's another planet where life evolved independently and they're on a different planet somewhere far, far away, it would still take them 4 billion years to get to kind of where we are now. John believes in aliens, not ghosts.
Nope.
Yes. No, I believe there's life.
But I believe in both.
I just don't believe that.
Person.
I just don't believe people got into a boat. I don't believe they got into a boat and came to see us, like flying around putting probes in people. I don't know. I just think that is it's pop culture, isn't it?
Well, what do you call these things that I saw? Either that one or that one. I can't remember the color. I'm pretty sure it was this one that I saw.
Here's the thing, Rachel. Oh, you're frozen. Hello, Rachel's frozen. I don't know.
Zagging through the sky before it took off.
Oh, I think that's a UFO. I think that's an
It's a
unidentified flying object. Here's the thing, in the US, every car has to have a license plate, yeah? Has to have a license plate, that's law, right? And planes that are registered to a country have to have markings. They've got to have flashing lights. Military planes, military exercises...
There was no flashing.
They don't have to have it. That's the point. If they're testing the new stealth bomber and it's a new type of helicopter and it's been in development for the last 50 years up Los Alamos or Alamo, whatever it's called. What's it called? What's your secret military base that everyone knows about called?
Area 51?
No, the other one.
I don't know.
Where they do the weapons technology, right? If they're testing a new helicopter, right? They're not going to tell you about it, so it has to be unidentified. That's what I'm saying.
I know, but can I finish?
No, you can't
my
finish.
Thing is,
I'm the husband.
I'm
the husband.
If this thing was military aircraft, then why aren't we using it in war?
Because they're testing it.
Is faster than the
They're
speed of
testing
light.
it. That's what people.
Worked.
That's what people.
Really? Does it work?
Well, listen, right. The Second World War. In Second World War, we had B-52 bombers with propellers. After that, there was the jet race. They started inventing jet planes, and then they went to an A wing to a winged plane. So the stealth bomber is actually like a triangle, right? It's a triangle shape. It doesn't have wings. It's just a triangle shape. But the one before that is like a longer stealth plane. It looks long and it's got a big flat. It's weird looking plane. I
didn't see any of that.
Right? But they were testing other stuff. Round planes, spaceship-shaped planes. You can see footage online of the US military testing round planes, right? In black and white. And then, I think people saw them and went...
black and white?
In black and white film.
I don't believe anything I see online.
Yeah, but it's real. Like, it really did happen. There's, it is well documented because of, like, freedom of information. America was testing planes in the desert, and they said the same thing. Wow, do you believe it? Just like the fighter jet with the jets underneath. Fighter jets are new, relatively new, but they had to test them somewhere. So there were old plane pilots in their B-52 with propellers going, overtook us. It was the fastest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, it's because it's a fighter jet you've just seen, and the US were testing the brand new fighter jet.
Right. So what I saw in Central Florida
could have been them testing.
Was a circular thing that moved faster than I could keep up with it.
Yeah.
And they tested it, if that's the case. Then they tested it pretty good. It seems to work really well. Why aren't we using that to fight in wars or
maybe they tested. Maybe they tested it and they found out. Maybe they tested it and they found out that after 25 Gs, your net
I'm not
breaks.
buying it.
Like,
It's funny because like people always want to say it's military planes
because they do test planes.
I'm sure a lot of it is, but what I saw, I can't guarantee you. I can almost guarantee you that was not military, because there is nothing that we could create that could move that fast.
But here's the thing:
it's not possible.
If I jumped in a plane and I flew to America, no, not me. If somebody got in a plane and they flew to America within 25 miles of the coast, right? Will said the truth is that. I'm going to put that up there. Within 25 miles of the coast, a local military base will scramble some planes. That's what they will do, right? Because that's what the military does. They've got people with binoculars looking out over shore, making sure nobody's invading their airspace, right? So, if you saw this thing, you could phone up the military and say, hey, I've just seen some lights, you guys doing some exercises. And they would say, we'll look into it, right? America would not let there be UFOs. America wouldn't let, like, if it was a real thing. If it was a real thing.
Good talk.
Oh, sorry, I just saw a comment. I'm going to stick up there. If it was a real thing, then America would be like, don't worry about the Mexicans on the north border. Don't worry about any of that stuff. Don't worry about, Islamic terrorists. America would be like, we got to stop these aliens. If it was a thing, that's the government. Really, the government would be like.
The story goes that.
Think how much money they could funnel. Think how much money they could funnel.
Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but the story goes that the government is trying to keep that stuff from us so that people don't freak out. Maybe they want to learn more about it before the rest of us do. I mean, it's a thing. It could be a thing. Why not?
They're using drones now. They're using a lot of unmanned drones, and they're using the little hover drones that people put their phone cameras on, right? If I can get my phone and stick it on a drone and fly it up in the sky and take photographs, then the military can do the same. And there's probably software which they can coordinate 50 drones at the same time. I watched a film that used drones with bombs on. What about if they were testing that 20 years ago? Like that sort of thing, or maybe something similar. Why couldn't they have been testing it? Like, they're not going to tell you. But here's the thing: the governments are such. If there were, if they could say, look, everybody, evidence, aliens are coming to get us. It's going to cost £20 billion. Let's do some research into UFO. The US government would take that money from the US people and put it into Star Fund UFO Protection Plan, and they would call it the Universe Defense Department. And that's what they would do. That's what.
You're such an expert on the U.S. government.
No, I'm just saying, if there was a way that they could take money and put it in a special fund, they would tell the public. They would say, "Sorry, gonna have to. What, you want to be invaded by aliens? We're gonna have to take this money."
You think that if it were true, the government believed it, and yada yada. I'm not saying it is, but if it were, you think they're gonna open up about that?
I don't think they would keep it a secret.
I don't know how. Can I finish? I don't know how many.
No, I'm the husband. No, you're not allowed to finish. I'm the husband.
I don't know how many people don't believe, but they're not going to come out and say like, "Oh, we have to do research on Bigfoot. Everybody be prepared." Like, same thing. Like in the same genre, they're not getting money to find out if Bigfoot exists. They won't do the same thing for aliens, but people say that they do have. Like, I've seen my shows, and whether I believe or not, whatever, I take it with a grain of salt. But ex-military, ex-government say, yes, I did see something, and I saw this, and blah blah blah. They told me not to talk about it. Yada yada.
Yeah, I get that.
Who knows if those stories are real? But we can't just dismiss them at the same time.
But those people, I've seen those reports, and I have seen them. It would be a 25-year flight expert that says, I've flown planes for 25 years, I've never seen anything like it. And it's like, oh, are you on the secret aerospace network? And they're like, no. It's like, well, why would you see that?
Right, but when it gets reported, they get told, do not speak of this again.
I think that, okay, I struggle to think that if there were aliens or life somewhere else, they would be here. And if they were here, why doesn't everyone say, look, there's aliens, let's protect ourselves against them? That's what I think they would do. I don't know why it would be a secret.
Will.i.am says, senators want public to see Pentagon UFO reports citing inconsistent information sharing 7 hours ago on CBS News.
Ooh. CBS News. I'm gonna look them up.
Fascinating.
But yeah, I just think that if there was
you will.
I will definitely. So I think
you will. I know you will.
But I think it's easier for the government to just let people think it was you, like in the Roswell, New Mexico, where you live. Like it's much easier for them. It's much easier for people to go, "Ooh, UFO aliens in Roswell, New Mexico," than to say, "No, actually, we're testing this new flight and it crashed, and we're really embarrassed that the plane didn't work." Mm-hmm. Like, what would they do? Okay, you are the US government. You've got this top secret base everyone knows about, and you fly in these top secret planes that people have seen, right? And one crashes.
But yeah, people know about it because
but if one crashes,
they work there, or they just know about it. But dare you try to put a finger on that property, you're dead.
Okay, but then one crashes, right? Somebody sees it fall out of the sky, and what does the US government say it is? They go to the papers and say, "Oh, look, it was a UFO. It was an alien." Ooh. So then everyone
military
like me thinks...
It's always a military plane or a weather balloon.
Well, they said it was a weather balloon.
Saying.
Like, why the fuck is... Like,
I've
sorry,
seen
my
a weather
language.
balloon. I know what a weather balloon looks like.
Why would there be... Why would there be a weather balloon in the desert? You go like that. Oh, look at that, sunny. You don't need a weather balloon in the desert. That's the only
I've
place.
Seen a weather balloon.
You don't need a weather balloon in the desert. Like, what's the weather today? Quick, get the balloons.
Okay, but there are some because I saw it, and then I was like, what the heck is that? Watched the news, and it was on there. It was a weather balloon. So you're not a weather magician. You don't know, like, it's about weather. So sometimes the desert needs a little weather balloon. Let it go.
Ah. So I'm seeing I've got a little bit of delay on the thing. What do you guys think? Like, do you think, like, that this whole UFO popular culture thing was created to hide actual military testing of secret planes? Because they did build planes.
I'll tell you what. I think our hour is up, or almost hour.
Oh, is it?
If our patrons want to come live with us one-on-one,
yeah, that's
if
a good
that's
idea.
possible, is that a thing?
Yeah, well, what we can
for
do...
our second hour for patrons only, if you would like to discuss Will.I.am, your theories on this stuff, and
that'd be nice.
Mary, if you're... Yeah, like, let our patrons join us, because our hour is up here. We have solved nothing. But it could be a very interesting conversation.
Yeah, so basically...
Conversation with our patrons.
So basically...
seeing how they believe in things.
Where is it? I've lost it. Basically, also, I forgot to say... Oh, no, actually, I'll save it till next week. I've got a giveaway, but I forgot to do a competition, so I'm not going to do the competition. I'll do it next week. Don't worry. It was a secret. It was a surprise. You don't know what it's about. So yeah, basically, if any of our patrons want to join us, we're going to carry this conversation on a private Zoom. We'll put the link on in Patreon, and then it will be there for all of you guys. So yeah, that's
about 10 minutes, patrons. If you want to come live with us or even chat with us, we'll discuss your conversations, your text about what it is that you guys believe. We're very curious. I see a lot of comments in our YouTube chat now. We're really curious to see what you have to say, your stories, your insights. So yeah, like, let's do this.
And before we go, if any, this is gonna stay on YouTube. If you are watching this on YouTube and it's after the fact and you're just finding this now, why don't you subscribe to our little channel, right? And put in the comment what you want us to discuss next time, or if you've got an idea which you think you might want us to do, or anything like that, then I think that would be lovely. Thank you for watching our video.
Yep.
Thank you for being here.
Any future topics you think might be interesting to watch us talk about, comment below, and then we will read them.
So patrons, see you in the second hour-ish.
See you on the dark side, patrons.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, then subscribe and remember to click the bell button.
That's right. Like, subscribe, and don't forget to share our videos.